Welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at a topic that many people have requested, and I finally decided to take a look at it. It's a little bit of a detour for what we've been working on, but people are very interested in how do they do their destructible walls and buildings and other things like that, and specifically, how can we use that same method to handle harvestable resources like cutting down trees. And so today we're going to take a look at how Fortnite does that, and we're going to add it to our MMO. So to start out, you do need the latest version of the plugin. It's the 2018 1023 version. Only that version has what we're going to be working with today. So if you don't download that, you will not be able to follow along. Okay, as normal, I have this here. I'm going to go into plugins, delete AWS plugin, open up the zip file. We're going to copy and back to plugins and paste. This adds a new ability actor, which has the game playability system, which is what Epic said that they use for Fortnite. So basically, instead of just having the game playability system on our characters, Epic also puts the game playability system on the destructible meshes in Fortnite. And so we're going to do the same thing. Let's load up our project. I did not run through a test run on this, so we'll see what kind of fun we have. So it's overall pretty simple, but there's a few different ways we can deal with getting our target. So okay, first thing we're going to do, we're going to come into abilities here, create a new folder called Harvest. And in this folder, we're going to create a new blueprint, OWS ability actor. So this is the new one right here, right? And we're going to call it harvestable tree. Okay, and so now we have a harvestable tree. Now we're going to want to add a health bar for this tree. So widget, and we'll call it health bar. This will work very similar to how our health bar works on our mobs. And we're going to come here to widget class, and I think we have floating health bar. There we go. Okay, cool. Now we'll move it to screen space, and we'll adjust those later. Okay, we also need some kind of mesh. So how to static mesh, I guess. I'm going to remove that. I wanted that right on the scene root. And static mesh, we'll just call it tree. Let's see what trees we've got. Get a tree stump. It's probably going to work for today. Let's take this health bar. We'll float it somewhere up in here. Okay. We want to come into our event graph. And we need to pull over some code from our character. So, blueprints. And I think this one's sitting on the base character. Let's double check. It is. So we want to grab this. I'm hit Control C. I'm over here. I hit Control V. A few things we got to change. Okay, so we have our ability system, but our ability system isn't using this OWS attribute set health. It's actually using a simpler set called OWS basic attribute set. It just has a smaller set. So we got to pick those. So health, and what is the attribute set max health. So this is still going to calculate here. And we want to stop a divide by 0 error. So we're going to say if this is greater than 0, get it to not throw an error there. And then we also want to make it disappear when the health drops. So we're actually going to grab these again, go over here. I'm going to pull this down some so that we can create. So we're going to have a check here first to say, okay, if max health, only if it's greater than 0. That'll stop it from running too early. We're going to run this on the server side. Basically what we're going to say is, okay, first there needs to be that condition, and then we're going to say, is the actual health less than or equal to 0? If so, then we want to destroy the actor. But we've got this thing in front of it. Otherwise, before the values get set, it'll just disappear right at the start. And then destroy actor. So this will make sure when we get done harvesting it that it goes away. I think that's most of what we need to do here. Replicates was already set from our base actor, which was important, so we're good on that. And obviously net load on client. I think we're pretty good on this harvestable. We do want to come into our third-person character with abilities. And since we don't have an inventory system yet, we're just going to print a string that says we got a resource, and later we'll come back and connect that to inventory when we have one. So, harvested resource. And for now, we're just going to say got one resource. This is later where we'll connect into our inventory. Okay, and now I need to create a game playability. So, gameplay, game playability blueprint, game playability, and we'll just call this harvest. Okay, get actor, get owning actor from actor info, cast to third person character with abilities. Most of our abilities start out this way. And then we'll commit our ability. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to find the target. We're going to start with something simple here. We're just going to do get all actors of class. We'll change this later. This is going to be for testing. And so we're interested in actually our harvestable tree. And again, this is just for testing. We're going to get 0. And then we're going to say actor to ability target data from actor. And then we're going to apply gameplay effect to target. Come back here and do harvested resource. Let's go to print our print string. So we're getting this harvestable tree. We're going to assume that there's only one at the beginning, and we're going to need a gameplay effect. So blueprint class, gameplay effect, harvest effect. So we're basically using the health bar as a resource amount. And I think we're going to start with 10. And I think we're going to let you harvest it 10 times. So we're going to come in here, again, not OWS attribute set. but OWS basic attribute set. And you'll notice health is not here. And that's because we have to use these transients, damage and healing, that then get applied to health. All of that works the same as on the character. I copied all the code. So we're going to do damage. There's going to be a positive, and it's going to be 1. So we'll basically be able to do this 10 times. And I think that's all we need for that. Later we could add a gameplay effect, you know, to play some kind of effect when we cut it or something. Kicking up some dust or something, or who knows. We'll look into that later. Come here, pick harvest effect, and end ability. Okay, we gotta go to class defaults. Pretty much do this on everyone. Instance per actor, unchecked server respects remote ability cancellation. If this is checked, usually what ends up happening is that the client finishes early and has the server end before it's done. And local predicted. If we wanted to use up some energy, we could add a gameplay cost here. You know, like if we say, hey, it takes energy, or it takes fatigue, or whatever, stamina, whatever our thing is, to swing this axe at the tree, we could do that, but now we're just going to leave that empty for now. Kind of focusing on the basics here. We do need one more thing, though. Our tree does not, if you remember from last week, or a few days ago actually, we needed to initialize the stats on the game playability system. And we have to do that here because it doesn't load from the database. We're picking OWS basic attribute set, not OWS attribute set. We're going to need a data table. So, let's come here, and miscellaneous data table. As we did last time, we want attribute metadata. We're going to call this tree stats. Okay. I'm going to add a row here. I'm just going to add 2 rows. First one, remember it's got to be the full path. OWS basic attribute set dot. We're going to copy that so we can use it again. Health. And the next one here. There we go. Max health. Okay. So max health is going to be 10. And I guess we'll have from 0 to 10. It's fine. 1 to 10. I guess that's fine. Base health, just so we can see that it's loading up properly, I'm actually going to have it start at 9. So the bar is not full. It's a good way to know whether it loaded or not. Okay, so then we're going to come back here, and we're going to pick that data table tree stats, and now that will initialize the values for our tree. Okay, now we need to come down to our character, and we're going to temporarily come over here, ability 3. So this is the 3 key, and we're going to have harvest. So for now we're going to use the 3 key. Anything that's selected in here automatically gets granted. So should be good on the grant. Let's load up our world. And let's come over here somewhere, and we're going to drop down our harvestable tree. There we go. And probably missing a few things, but let's hit play. 1 dedicated server, 1 player. Okay, remember the nighttime thing? So we're going to grab this, and we're going to add 3,000. Try again. Okay. See? Look at that. We got a health bar above it. So you can see that it loaded the 9 of 10. Okay. And now when we press the 3, see? and you can see it printing that we got the resource. And then it disappeared as it correctly should have when it was gone. This is basically the system that Fortnite's using. There's a few other little differences, but this is basically what they're doing when you're swinging whatever it is that you swing. I guess it's like an axe type thing in Fortnite that you swing to break down walls and stuff. Basically those walls are static meshes that have an ability system on it just like this with a limited attribute set. I don't want to stop here though. I do want to go and I'm not happy with so right now we just basically said in our harvest, oh, just get all actors of class, and we know there's only one, right? This isn't good. This isn't what we want. So one of the things that is difficult is trying to get all of the close actors. We could get all of the actors that are of that class, and we could loop through and find the closest one to us, but then it might be actually behind us. You know, there's some different things that I think are not ideal. And so what I think we'd like to do is actually use our hitbox. So let's come back to our third-person character with abilities. And remember we've got this hitbox. So I think we should use this for harvesting or create another one. So let's see what this collision. Overlap all dynamic. I guess we could call our other one a dynamic one. Let's take a look. Take a look at what we've got here. So we've got this harvestable tree. And there's no collision there. It's an object type world dynamic. Yeah, we could try that. So basically what we want to do instead is say, hey, find one in this melee hitbox. So what we can do is we come back to our harvestability. And instead of this get all actors of class, we can get melee hitbox. And we can get overlapping actors, and we can filter it to harvest level tree. Hopefully we don't put them close enough that there could be multiple. But we do have to make sure, is there at least one? Move this over to get some room. So we're going to say, is length greater than 0? Did we find one? And if not, we're going to do a print string to let us know no tree. And then, of course, all paths have to lead to endability. But if we did find one, let's take the first one. And we'll apply the gameplay effect. Okay, so this is a lot cheaper than get all actors of class, because we're basically saying, hey, we're interested in these, and you know, while we're at this, we should at least swing our mace. So let's go here, and we'll do wait. guess there's a few here. I don't remember which is which. I guess we'll try the quick attack montage, and we don't want to stop when the ability ends. And we don't want to stop on those. Let's try that. May not hit the tree, but we'll see. So we're going to run here. That should be within the hitbox. We're going to hit 3. Okay. Wrong skeleton. Ah, okay. Let's go look at our attack here and see which one we're using. Primary fast attack. Oh, that was the one I used. I don't know, I used quick attack. Primary fast attack. Okay, let's try that. There we go. And then if we're not facing it, no tree. No tree. And look at that. We harvested the resource. It's pretty cool. So now we could design some type of system that maybe has certain nodes around, kind of like we did for the mob spawner. Maybe that has certain places they can appear, and there could be different random chances, of when different things pop up or not, and of course you could change around you could use this for trees, you could use this for harvesting berries, or whatever it may be, basically using the game playability to be able to take the health or life or resources from whatever that resource is, and then destroying it when it's done. It's really pretty simple. All being done behind the scenes by game playability, so you can be guaranteed that it is multiplayer safe and is going to be client predictive and have all that good stuff. So if you were wondering how Fortnite does it, that's how they do it. Okay, I think we're good. Until next time, see ya.